Today I'm going to show you how to make a no-sew rag rug just using scrap material that you have laying around. So the material that I'm using isn't anything special, it's just scrap that I had left over from various different projects. And then all I did is I take it and cut it into strips like this. There's no special rhyme or reason to the way you do that. It's just approximately 1 to 2 inch cuts, and as you can see, the edge doesn't have to be a perfect straight line. And as long as you're okay with a little bit of texture in your rug, then like you can see here, some of these little strings are coming up. If that doesn't bother you, then there's no reason to do anything with the edge. What you do is you start with 4 strands. In this example, I'm using 4 different colors so that you can see a little easier how to do it. But what you do is you start with your 4 strands, and then all I did is I turned the end of that into a knot, which I just took it and folded it over itself and ran it through. It's not any sort of special knot. So then you have your 4 strands stuck together, and then you want to get a weight or something. I just use my coffee cup to hold it in place. And I already started this braid a little bit so you can see. But there we go, here. But when you start, basically you'll have your 4 strands like this. And you take your outside strand, in this case it's the check, and it's going to go under the middle, or excuse me, the second one, and then over the middle, which is the 3rd, and then under the 4th one, like that. And then you do that again. When you get to, if you have material that has a right and a wrong side that you want to show, and you're weaving that one in, I try to just fold it a little bit so that the side that I want to show in my rug is what's pointed outward. So again, I'm going to go under, over, under. Again, under, over, under. Like this. One more time. Outside strand goes under, then over the middle, and then under again. Once you have 8 to 10 inches of your braid started, in this case I don't have quite that much, but it'll be enough to show you. In this instance we did a circle rag rug. So what you do is you take this braid that you have started and you roll it into the shape you want. So in this case, it's a circle. So I think this is the hardest part. Here, all you're gonna do is start rolling this into a circle, like this. And then, when you might wanna get like a safety pin or something to hold that in place, or a weight of some sort so it doesn't unravel on you. What you do then is you still start that same over-under pattern like this, under, over, under. But now that you have your circle started, that last under is going to go through the edge. And I'm going to show you that on the rug that I already have started because it's a little bit easier to see. So here you see I already have my 4 strands going, and then what I'm going to do again is go under, over, under, and I have a safety pin in each end of my strands. I think a safety pin works the best. What I'm going to use that for is to take this edge of my rug that I've already made and run it through from underneath. Again, we're going to take the outside and go under, over, under, and through. Then what you need to do is pull on the edge of the rug a little bit. This helps keep your circle shape the right way, and it also helps keep the rug flat as you go. It doesn't have to be a hard tug, just enough to kind of smooth the braid out so that it's doing what you want it to do. So then eventually what you'll have is something like this where your material is too short to braid anymore. So you'll take your pin out. I just pin it into my rug so I don't lose it. And then I take another piece of material that I have already cut. And each of these I've cut a slit like this into each end. You just do that with your scissors by folding it over and snipping. And then what you do is on the material that's already attached, you take this new strand and it goes through that hole. And then with the other end, you run that through and pull it tight. And when it gets down to the end, it hooks itself together and you don't have like a hard knot or anything. It just feels soft. Take your safety pin out, put it back in your new end, and you're ready to start again. So now I have my outside, under, over, under, and through. Pull it tight. Again, under, over, making sure that the deco side of the material is showing, under, and through. So because I'm doing a circle rag rug, sometimes you have to do a double stitch. And what I mean by that is when I line up these pieces of strand, or these strands, like if they were to continue going, you can kind of see that this yellow deco piece is ahead of these pieces in the braid a little bit. And the reason it does that is because each circle is bigger than the last inside circle. So to avoid a bunching issue, what you'll do is you take this outside strand, you go under, over, under, and then you run it through the same piece that you just did. So instead of moving on and going to this dark orange, I'm going to stay here on the light orange and run it through that same one. Here, under, over, under, and now I can continue going through just like before onto the dark orange. When it's the size that you want, all you'll do is take your pieces of material, and probably what I'll do is weave them back into the rug, maybe further onto the inside so that they don't come undone all the way. And the only other thing that I'm doing on this rug is occasionally you'll get a piece of material like this that just sticks out, and I want mine to be kind of smooth without a lot of that, so I just go through and I trim those little pieces off. You just have to be careful that you're not trimming on one of those little knots that you made, because if you do, you'll cut your strand open and it'll pop through, and then you'll have to retie it on the back side or something. You can see on the back side of this how many little pieces are sticking through where I haven't trimmed. I don't know if I'm going to worry about these or not because it's the bottom, but these are the kind of little pieces that I've been cutting off the top so that it looks nice and smooth. So that is how you make a no-sew rag rug, and when it's finished, if everything goes according to plan, then you'll have something that looks kind of like this. All right, hope you enjoyed this little tutorial.